All right, we'll go ahead and get started. 6 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order of the regular meeting of the North Augusta Board of Zoning Appeals for May 5th, 2026. And first thing to do is a roll call.
London Smith.
Kevin Skaggs.
Jim Newman.
We have 4 here and absent Ms. Stallworth, but we have a quorum, so we can move forward. Next item is approval of the minutes of the April meeting. One application. I looked at them. I didn't see anything there glaring, corrected. All right, so there's nothing correct. Meetings will stand as approved then. It'll be good. Confirmation of the agenda. We got 2 applications here for special exceptions for home occupations. Anything else we need to do?
No, so that's it.
All right, we'll consider the agenda being confirmed. So then we'll get started. Our first one is ZE 26-004, a request by DeVette, I got it all right? DeVette McWilliams for a special exception for a home occupation to operate a nursing consulting business from Table 5.1 Use Matrix of the North Augusta Development Code. The request affects approximately 0.06 acres zone PD plan development located at 4274 Candleberry Garden, EPN 010-11-07-040. Open up the public hearing for this particular application. So, Mr. Paradise, you kick us off.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. This is for a special exception for a home occupation. This really doesn't tell you anything except it's in a planned development zoning district. This is the home that we're talking about. It's townhome construction. The applicant, as the way I understand the application, is she has been a nurse for some time, and she's going out and doing consulting business with insurance companies and attorneys and that type thing, helping them with their with their cases. And as such, she needs to get licensed to do business in the city. As we looked at the application, we didn't see any adverse impact it may have on the adjoining neighbors. Shouldn't be people coming and going. It's something that she should be able to do by phone and by email and computer there in her house. Okay. But I'll let the applicant explain it better for it to you.
I don't have any more questions of you, do you? Anybody else have any questions? All right, can the applicant come forward, please? I'm supposed to swear you in, so do you swear to tell truth, whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God?
I do.
You state your name and address, please, for the record.
David McWilliams, 4274 Candleberry Garden, North Augusta, 29860.
Anything you want to add?
Well, I just thank you guys for the hearing today. It is a nurse consulting business. I will be providing consultation for insurance companies, attorneys that have cases in litigation with hospitals, as I've been an RN for 29 years. And the idea was brought to me by an attorney that had to depose me. And they were like, "You're such an excellent person. You'd be great at this." And that's how this job and this idea to, establish this business came about, was like, hey, you need to be doing this. You can really make some money. And I've been in the hospitals a long time, and this is my avenue. It's like it's time to branch off from the facilities and branch into my own avenue.
That's good. Would you be seeing any patients at all or anything like that?
No.
No patients?
No.
Okay.
With this business?
Yeah, with your.
Oh, no, sir. This is all consultation. This is litigation, reviewing case files for attorneys or reviewing case files for insurance companies. So there's no patient contact.
I'm good.
You're basically using this address or your home just for billing purposes?
Correct.
No signs or anything in the front?
No, sir. signs, no nothing. There should be no comings and goings. There's nobody to come and go. Everything is done by computer, on my laptop, telephone, email.
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Good.
We may call you up later on, but thank you. And does anybody else want to come up and speak for or against this? Okay. I will close the public hearing on this particular application. We'll start the consideration phase. Again, this is a special exception request, and there are 11 criteria that have to be met for a special exception. And then I will read the criterion and the applicant's argument for meeting the criteria, the staff notes, and then we'll discuss amongst ourselves whether or not they meet that criteria. And you got to meet all 10 of them in order to get special exception. 10 or 11, what did I say? 11, okay. So we'll get started. North Augusta Development Code Section 18.8.4 defines the criteria the board shall use in adhering and deciding upon requests for special exceptions. And this following is staff analysis, and that's where the criteria and the notes are. So the first one, the use complies with all regulations, conditions, and standards of this chapter unless approved as a major waiver. The applicant states case-wise nurse consultants will comply with all regulations, conditions, and standards of this chapter unless approved as a major waiver. Staff notes that the proposed home occupation will operate as a consultation-based service with the existing residents, with no exterior modifications or visible evidence of the use. The business is administrative in nature and does not involve on-site medical treatment, patient care, or the storage of hazardous or regulated materials. Based on the information provided, staff finds that the proposed use meets the requirements of the applicable home occupation standards. Yeah. Okay. There's nothing else to that. Okay. I'm good with number one. You good?
I'm good.
Everybody's good? Okay. All right, so we're good with number one. Number two, the use will not substantially injure the value of adjoining properties or the use is a public necessity. The applicant states the proposed use is a home-based consulting business conducted entirely remotely. No clients will visit the residence, and there will be no increase in traffic, noise, or visible business activity. Therefore, the use will not negatively impact or diminish the value of adjoining properties. Staff notes that the proposed home occupation is administrative in nature and will not generate additional traffic, noise, or other external impacts beyond typical residential activity. Based on the absence of on-site activity and low-intensity nature of the use, staff finds that the proposed home occupation will not negatively affect surrounding property values. I'm good with two. Good? You good? We're good. We're good with two. Number three, the use is of a size, shape, and character suited for the proposed site. The applicant states the proposed use is a small-scale, home-based consulting business conducted within the existing residence. No structural modifications or exterior changes are required. The business is administrative in nature and fully compatible with the residential size layout and character of the property. The applicant will utilize a kitchen counter for space to use a laptop, cell phone, pen, and paper. Staff notes that there will be no structural modifications or exterior changes are proposed, and the use will be accommodated within the existing living space using typical household office equipment. The home occupation will not exceed the 25% allowance or the operation of the home application of the home occupation. I'm good with three.
Good as well.
Good with three. Number four, the location and character of the use, if developed according to the information as submitted and approved, will be compatible with existing uses adjacent to and near the property and will not adversely affect the development of the neighborhood or the district in which the use is proposed. The applicant states that the proposed use is a home-based consulting business with no exterior changes, signage, or client visits. All work is performed remotely, ensuring the residential character of the property and surrounding neighborhood remains unchanged. The use is fully compatible with adjacent residential properties and will not adversely affect the neighborhood. Staff notes that the proposed home occupation is remote and administrative in nature, resulting in no visible or operational impacts to adjacent properties. We good before? Good?
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. You good with it? We're good before. Number 5, the use will not create traffic impacts or parking issues that will endanger public safety or contribute to traffic congestion or unacceptable adversely impact nearby properties when compared with uses permitted by right in the same zoning district. The applicant states the proposed uses are remote consulting business with no client visits or on-site employees or business-related deliveries. As such, there will be no increase in traffic, parking demand, or congestion, and no impact on public safety. Staff notes that the business will operate remotely with no client visits, on-site employees, or business-related deliveries. As a result, the use will not generate additional traffic or parking demand beyond typical residential patterns. Good with 5. Good too. Good with 5. Number 6. The use is consistent with existing and planned pedestrian and vehicular circulation adjacent to and near the property. The applicant states that the proposed use is a remote consulting business with no client visits or on-site employees. No additional pedestrian or vehicular traffic will be generated, and all activity will remain consistent with typical residential patterns in the surrounding area. Staff notes that the absence of on-site traffic and the low-intensity nature of the use, staff finds that the proposed activity will not disrupt circulation or access within the neighborhood. We're good with number 6. Good. We're good. You're good. All right, we're all good with number 6. Number 7. The use will not be hazardous, detrimental, or disturbing to surrounding land uses due to noise, light, glare, smoke, odor, fumes, water pollution, obstruction of airflow on adjoining properties, or other general nuisances. The applicant states the proposed use is a quiet, home-based consulting business conducted entirely indoors. It will not generate noise, odor, fumes, glare, or any other nuisance. The use will have no impact on the surrounding properties or neighborhood. Staff notes that the remote nature of the business further ensures that there will be no external impacts to adjacent properties. Are we good with number 7? Good. I'm good too. So we're good with 7. Number 8, the use will be adequately served by essential public services and facilities and will not require additional public expense. The applicant states that the proposed use is a remote consulting business conducted entirely within the residence using standard office equipment, laptop, phone, paper, pen, and paper. There will be no increase in demand on public utilities, including water, sewer, or stormwater systems beyond typical residential use. Staff notes that the proposed home occupation will not increase demand on public utilities, including water, sewer, or stormwater systems beyond typical residential levels. Based on the low intensity and administrative nature of the use, staff finds that existing infrastructure and services are sufficient to support the proposed activity without additional cost or burden to the city. Good with number 8. Good? Good? Good. I'm good too. So we're good with 8. Number 9. The uses will not adversely affect any site or feature of historical, cultural, natural, or scenic importance. The applicant states that there will be no changes to the existing structure, internal or external, so that there will be no adverse impact on any adjacent feature of the historical, cultural, natural, or scenic importance. Staff notes that the applicant states that the subject property will not identified as a site of historical or cultural importance. There are no exterior modifications or site alterations being proposed in connection with the home occupation, and the existing scenic and natural features of the property are intended to remain unchanged. Good with 9. Good with 9. Good,
Yes, sir.
good. I'm good too. Good with 9. Number 10, that the proposed use will not conflict with, but will further the objectives of the City of North Augusta Comprehensive Plan. The applicant states the proposed use complies with all applicable standards and requirements of the City of North Augusta zoning ordinance, including the provisions for home occupations under Article 5, Section 3.7. The proposed use supports the City of North Augusta's comprehensive plan by promoting small business development while maintaining residential character, generating no traffic or infrastructure impact, and remaining fully compatible with surrounding residential uses. It does not place additional demand on any infrastructure and promotes economic activity in a manner consistent with the city's vision for sustainable and balanced growth. Staff notes that the use does not require any physical alterations to the parcel, does not increase demand on infrastructure, and will not generate traffic or other external impacts. As such, the proposed activity allows the property to be utilized in a manner that supports small-scale business development without compromising neighborhood stability. Based on these factors, staff finds the proposed use is consistent with the comprehensive plan's goals of promoting compatible residential development and sustainable growth. Are we good with number 10? I'm good too. And I'll just, since there's a section regarding home occupations. It's in section 3.7. Any reason we need to go back and revisit any of that criteria? I'll consider it. Okay, so we're good, but we won't go back. We're good with that. So we're good with 10. All right, last one, number 11. Use will not materially endanger the public health, safety, and welfare if located, designed, and proposed to be operated according to the information submitted. A denial by the BZA based exclusively on this language shall include explicit findings regarding the way in which granting this special exception would endanger public health, safety, and welfare. The applicant states that the proposed use is a remote home-based consulting business that does not involve direct patient care, on-site services, or public interaction at the residence. It will not pose any risk to public health, safety, or general welfare that is fully consistent with residential use. Staff notes that the use will not involve hazardous materials, increased traffic, or conditions that would create safety concerns. So are we good with 11? Then I'll get into conditions later on. We good with 11? We're good. All right, we're good with 11. So the staff notes it's approved would recommend the following conditions, and there are 5. Number 1, the home occupation shall be conducted entirely within the principal dwelling and shall not expand to include accessory structures or outdoor areas. Number 2, no on-site medical treatment, patient care, or clinical services shall be permitted. Number 3, no storage or handling of medical waste, biohazard materials, or regulated medical equipment shall occur on site. Number 4, no signage or advertising devices shall be permitted on the property except as allowed by the Development Code. And number 5, any change in the nature or intensity of the use, including the introduction of on-site services or patient care, shall require additional review and approval by the city. Any discussion of these conditions? You okay with those? Okay, so we've answered them and referred them for all 11 with 5 conditions. Do I have a motion to approve?
Excuse me. Entirely within the principal dwelling and shall not expand to include accessory structures or outdoor areas. 2, no on-site medical treatment, patient care, or clinical services shall be permitted. 3, no storage or handling of medical waste, biohazard materials, or regulated medical equipment occur on site. 4, no signage or advertising devices shall be permitted on the property except as allowed by the development code. And 5, any changes in the nature or the intensity of the use, including the introduction of on-site services or patient care, shall require additional review and approval by the city.
We've got a motion approved by Mr. Newman with 5 conditions. Do you have a second? Got a second by Mr. Burkhalter. Any other discussion? All in favor for approval, raise your hand. Yes. It's unanimous. Good luck with your business. Your special next section is approved. Paperwork all out of sorts. All right. Second and last one on the agenda is ZE 26-006, a request by Richard, is it Acree? Acree for a special exception for a home occupation to operate a residential remodeling company from Table 5.1 Use Matrix of the North Augusta Development Code. The request affects approximately 0.74 acres on R14, large lot, single-family residential located at 1903 Burns Road, EPN 006-05-03-002, and I'll open up the public hearing for this particular application, so Mr. Paradise kicks off.
Yes, sir. There is first of all, a little bit of clarification. The, when you say residential remodeling company, what that is not your bricks and mortar remodeling company. That's how staff read it. What he's actually doing, my understanding, is there'll be CAD drawings for homes. There's no hammers and nails and saws and that kind of stuff that will be at the home. This is it is located on 1903 Burns Road, R14. This is an idea of what the house looks like. And here's a picture of his workstation. The applicant, and I believe he'll tell you, I don't know if he's still employed, but it was employed with North Augusta and has been doing this type of work at home for a long time, and now he's kind of going out on his own and opening up a business, so he needs a business license. This would be pretty much representative, bottom left, of what his work environment would consist of. In looking at it, there's no customers coming to the home. There's no increased traffic, parking, hazardous materials, or anything of that sort associated with this type of home occupation. It's basically a desk, a computer, a chair, monitor. That's it for me, Mr. Chairman. Got a
I
question?
don't have any questions of you. Anybody else have any questions?
No, sir.
Okay, can the applicant come forward, please? And I have to swear you in to swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but truth, so help you God.
I do.
State your name and address, please, for record.
Richard Acree, 1903 Burns Road, North Augusta, 29841.
Thank you. Anything you want to add?
I would first like to say thank you to Mr. Paradise and Ms. Felder. Both were awesome to work with. You have great staff, so I do appreciate their help. Wanted to reiterate that this is plans only. There is no construction activity related to the business. There will be no material stored on site, no equipment. We do have an occasional client stop by, but there is adequate parking in the driveway, as you can see from the bottom right-hand corner. There's no on-site parking required, and there will be no signage. So absent this hearing, no one actually even would know that we're doing it in the house. So that's all I have.
Do you have any intention of hosting design review meetings or anything like that with several people?
Anytime,
involved and
any
all that?
plans I do, I go to the client's home
Okay.
for remodels specifically because it helps to be there to show that some of the plans we do online, and I work with a gentleman out of Lake Oconee area that we're trying to do some online plans, but no one comes to the house for any purpose other than maybe a social visit. So
Yeah, so it wouldn't be a big,
we would not be
Party of
holding
people.
any kind of fair.
okay, all right. You got plenty of driveway space anyway.
Pardon me?
You have plenty of driveway space even if you do.
You can get quite a few cars in there.
That's the only question I had. Anybody else have any questions?
Pretty house.
Yeah.
Thank
Very
you.
pretty
Thank
house.
And we're right down the street from Kelly's there, so.
All right, we may call you up if we got a
Okay.
question, but
Thank you very much.
Anybody else want to come speak up or against? All right. I'll close the public hearing for this application. We'll go through the same process we did for the other one. I'll start with criteria number 1, and I'll read the criteria, applicant's arguments or justification for meeting it, staff notes, and then we'll discuss it ourselves. Number 1, the use complies with all regulations, conditions, and standards of this chapter unless approved as a major waiver. The applicant states the preparation of home plans and complies with all regulations and standards of the relevant chapter, as there will be no modifications to the existing structure and no use or storage or hazardous material. There will be fewer than 2 or 3 cars visiting per month, and they will be able to park in the existing driveway. There should be no need for a waiver. Staff notes the proposed use is intended to remain consistent with the residential character and harmony of the neighborhood. The applicant indicates that there will be no alterations to the exterior appearance of the structure and no visible evidence of the use from outside the home. No major waivers are requested as part of this request. We're good with number 1. Good. Good too. So we're good with 1. Number 2, the use will not substantially injure the value of adjoining properties or the use is a public necessity. The applicant states the proposed activity, preparation of plans for new homes and remodeling of existing will not require any modifications to the existing residence, and there will be no use or storage of hazardous material. There will be fewer than 2 or 3 cars visiting per month, and they will be able to park in the existing driveway. The proposed activity will not injure the value of adjoining properties. Staff notes that the preparation of home design and CAD drafting plans will be conducted entirely within the existing residence with no modifications to the structure. There are also no hazardous materials that will be used or stored on site, and the use will remain administrative in nature. Based on the low intensity nature of the use and the absence of external impacts, the proposed activity is not expected to negatively affect surrounding property values. Agree with number 2.
Good with
Yeah,
two.
Good. Good with number 2. Number 3, the uses of a size, shape, and character suited for the proposed site. The applicant states that the proposed activity, preparation of plans for new homes, and remodeling of existing will not require any modifications to the existing residence, nor will there be a need for auxiliary structures. The activities can be easily accommodated within the size, shape, and character of the proposed location. Staff notes that there will be no modifications to the structure, no need for accessory or auxiliary structures. The use is administrative in nature and can be fully accommodated within the existing dwelling without altering the layout or function of the property. Based on the scope of the proposed activity, staff finds that the use is appropriately scaled for the size and compatible with the residential setting. We're good with number 3. I'm good too. We're good with 3. Number 4. The location and character of the use, if developed according to the information that's submitted and approved, will be compatible with existing uses adjacent to and near the property and will not adversely affect the development of the neighborhood or the district in which the use is proposed. The applicant states that the proposed activity, preparation of plans for new homes and remodeling of existing will not require any modifications to the existing residence, nor will there be a need for auxiliary structures. It will enjoy the same level of compatibility with existing uses adjacent to or near the property and will not adversely impact nearby properties or further development in the immediate vicinity. Staff notes that the proposed home occupation proposes limited frequency of client visits, and there will be no other employees. There is no proposed outside activity which further supports compatibility with the adjacent properties. We're good with number 4. Good. I'm good too. So we're good with 4. Number 5, the use will not create traffic impacts or parking issues that will endanger public safety or contribute to traffic congestion or unacceptable adversely impact nearby properties when compared with uses permitted by right in the same zoning district. The applicant states proposed activity will generate no more than 2 or 3 client visits per month, unless most of the time. Visitors can easily park in the existing drive with no on-street parking. There would be no increase in congestion or any other vehicle-related issues. Staff notes that client visits will be minimal. It's estimated at no more than 2 or 3 per month and often less. All visitors can be accommodated within the existing driveway, eliminating the need for on-street parking. Use does not involve employees, deliveries, or activities that would increase traffic beyond typical residential patterns. Good with number 5. Good. I'm good too. Good with 5. Number 6, the use is consistent with existing and planned pedestrian and vehicular circulation adjacent to and near the property. The applicant states that the proposed activity would generate no more than 2 or 3 client visits per month, more often less. Visitors can easily park in the existing drive with no on-street parking and without blocking existing sidewalks. This is consistent with the existing and planned pedestrian and vehicle circulation adjacent to and near the property. Staff notes that all parking will be accommodated within the existing driveway with no need for on-street parking or obstruction of sidewalks. The low-intensity nature of the use ensures that normal traffic flow and pedestrian movement will remain unaffected. Are we good with 6?
Good.
I'm good. We're all good with 6. Number 7, the use will not be hazardous, detrimental, or disturbing to surrounding land uses due to noise, light, glare, smoke, odor, fumes, water pollution, obstruction of airflow on adjoining properties, or other general nuisances. The applicant states the proposed activity, preparation of plans for new homes, and remodeling of existing will not require any modifications to the existing residence. There will be no use or storage of hazardous material. The use will not be hazardous, detrimental, or disturbing to surrounding land uses due to noise, light, glare, smoke, odor, fumes, water pollution, or obstruction of airflow on adjacent properties. All activities will be within the existing home and will not create any type of general nuisance. Staff notes that the proposed home occupation is administrative in nature and will not generate noise, light, glare, smoke, odor, fumes, or other conditions that would create a nuisance. Additionally, the proposed activity will not impact airflow, water quality, or environmental conditions on adjoining properties. Based on the nature and the scope of the use, staff finds the proposed home occupation will not create any adverse impacts to surrounding properties or the neighborhood. We good with 7? Yep. Good. All right, we're all good with 7. Number 8. The use will be adequately served by existing essential public services and facilities and will not require additional public expense. The applicant states essential public services will not require additional public expenses since the home occupation is adequately served. Staff notes that the use is not anticipated to require additional public infrastructure, utilities, or public expense beyond the typical of a residential property. Good with 8? Good. All right, we're good with 8. Number 9, the uses will not adversely affect any site or feature of historical, cultural, natural, or scenic importance. The applicant states there will be no changes to the existing structure, internal or external, so there will be no adverse impact on any adjacent features or historical, cultural, natural, or scenic importance. Staff notes that the applicant states that the subject property not identified as a site of historical or cultural importance. There are no exterior modifications or site alterations being proposed in connection with the home occupation, and the existing scenic and natural features of the property are intended to remain unchanged. So, you good with number 9? Good. All right, we're all good with number 9. Number 10, that the proposed use will not conflict with, but will further the objectives of the City of North Augusta Comprehensive Plan. The applicant states the proposed activity, preparation of plans for new homes and remodeling of existing will not conflict with the City of North Augusta Comprehensive Plan, In fact, developing well-thought-out new home plans and improvements to existing structures will help further the goals of the comprehensive plan by improving the quality and appearance of the residential inventory available to current and future residents. Staff notes the proposed home occupation supports the improvement and reinvestment in residential properties through thoughtful design and renovation. The use will operate as a low-intensity, home-based activity conducted entirely within their existing residence with no physical alterations, increased demand on infrastructure, or change to the primary residential function of the property. We're good with 10. I'm good with 10 also, so we're good with 10. Number 11, the use will not materially endanger the public health, safety, and welfare if located, designed, and proposed to be operated according to the information submitted. A denial by the BZA based exclusively on this language shall include explicit findings regarding the way in which granting this special exception would endanger public health, safety, and welfare. The applicant states the proposed activity will be located, designed, and operated in accordance with the information provided by the applicant. As such, it will not materially endanger public health, safety, and welfare. Staff notes the proposed home occupation will be conducted entirely within existing residence and will remain administrative in nature. The use will not involve hazardous materials, excessive traffic, or conditions that would create safety concerns. Additionally, the limited intensity of the use and absence of external impacts support a finding that the activity will operate safely within the residential setting. You go with 11 before I get into conditions? Good. And I'm thinking about, do we need to go back and revisit any of the home occupation criteria? No. Y'all saw us meeting the criteria, so, okay. So we won't do that, so consider that to be a met too. So there are some proposed conditions. There are 4. Number 1, no on-street parking is allowed. Number 2, the home occupation shall be conducted entirely within the principal dwelling and shall not expand to include accessory structures or outdoor areas. Number 3, any expansion or change in the nature or intensity of the use shall require additional review and approval by the city. And number 4, no signage or advertising devices shall be permitted on the property. Any discussion of those 4 criteria?
Just have one point. I think it's implied, but on number 1, where it says no on-street parking is allowed, I'd like to add connection. The reason for that is they may have a party.
Mhm.
Parties at your house. Usually there's a lot of on-street parking.
That's reason. You get that?
I'm working.
You just add in connection with the operation of the business. Okay, we've answered in affirmative for all 11 criteria with 4 conditions. Have a motion.
Yes, sir. I would like to make the motion. Based on the findings previously discussed and voted on, I move that application to ZE 26-006, a request by Richard Acree for a special exception pursuant to sections 5.3.7 of the North Augusta Development Code, be granted with the following conditions. 1, no on-street parking is allowed in connection with the operation of this business. 2, the home occupation shall be conducted entirely within the principal dwelling and shall not expand to include accessory structures or outdoor areas. And 3, any expansion or changes in the nature or intensity of the use shall require additional review and approval by the city. And finally, no signage or advertising devices shall be permitted on the property.
I got a motion to approve with 4 conditions by Mr. Newman. You have a second? Second by Mr. Burkhalter. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. Special sections approved. Good luck to you. Anything else we need to cover?
No, sir.
All right. I'm reminded that I'm not going to be available next month.
Neither were the other 3 of us.
All right,